Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith and welcome to my Bachelorette blog. The interesting thing is that a lot of people are looking at me and saying, Keith, what's going on with all of this? So I've got a summer bucket list, and one of the things is I'm growing a beard for the month of June. Of course, today at work, one of my colleagues says to me, you know what, Keith, you kind of look like Uncle Phil. Of course, whoa, Keith, I mean like Uncle Phil from the neck up. So I guess he's trying to say that I look very smart because Uncle Phil was a lawyer. I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about last night's episode. Last night was filled with excitement in the beginning, excitement in the end, and whole sorts of interesting things in the middle. So let's focus on the big issues. So first of all, rose ceremony at the beginning of the episode. Would Nick stay? Well, when you spend pretty much 3/4 of an entire episode talking about Nick, as we did last week, of course he's going to stay. I feel bad for the guys who are brought out to a cold baseball diamond only to be told, now that you've frozen your butts off, you've got to go home. Especially for the brother. I was like, come on, let him stay a little while longer. But again, no one-on-one date, no one-on-one time. The chances of any of these guys who got sent home sticking around were pretty slim. Some of them felt, hey, you know what, Nick took my rose because he shouldn't have been here. Well, apparently you guys should have made a bigger impression. Going back to what I said last week, I'm still on the fence on whether or not I think this whole Nick thing's legit or if he's just a plant to spicing up the festivities. But either way, he's sticking around and he's pretty funny. Here it is. He has to sit down and explain to these guys, why are you here? Why are you back? It didn't work out with Andy and now you're coming after Caitlyn. Are you going to come back next week as well or next season as well? Why in the world is he explaining himself to these guys? That's the part I didn't get. Anyways. So we get through all of that, Nick staying, Nick's funny, she's in love with Nick, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to the end of last night's episode, and this is the part that I thought was hilarious. Ian, who really hadn't had much to say up until this point, decides, you know what, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be open. I'm going to let the world know that my ex was better looking than Caitlyn. I'm going to let the world know that I don't really think, she's in it for the right reasons, and all she's doing is making out with guy after guy after guy. Has anybody told this person that it's the Bachelorette? And that's pretty much what people do. I don't understand what the big issue with this guy is, because all of a sudden he's cluing into this, or is it that he realized that he wasn't going to make it around until the end and he decided he was going to leave? I always say leave with dignity, but he decided to leave with some parting shots. So it was a big to be continued. What's going to happen next week? More than likely, she's going to send him home. I don't think we're going to see him with the final rose ceremony. Just a hunch. Anyways. Couple of interesting things that came out. Not revealing who, but Caitlyn apparently sent out a picture, I don't know if it was a Snapchat or if it was Twitter, what it was, with her and one of the guys basically saying, X amount of weeks later and we're still going strong. So I don't necessarily know how legitimate that was. If it was legitimate, she's a bit of a dodo head because I think the producers kind of want to keep that under wraps and on the low. So that's one thing. The second thing I want to bring your attention to, over the next few weeks, we're going to see two things. The first thing we're going to see is who is going to be the final guy standing. But the other thing is that we're currently, without these guys really knowing it, they're currently auditioning to see who's going to be the next Bachelor. Because I think one of the guys, one of the probably final 3, final 4, if they're likable enough, we're most likely going to see them back as the Bachelor. So look for whatever guy is like super nice and leaves with dignity. Pretty much the opposite of Ian and Koopa. Are you guys enjoying this season? Some people say that she's making out with more guys than anybody that I've seen before on this show. I don't know if that's true or not. I know she likes variety. She's like basically treating this season like Baskin-Robbins, and she's sampling all the flavors. Ladies and gentlemen, CFL_fan is how you can get a hold of me. Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier and WhittyWhittier.com. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And until next time, you guys take care.